trading. It's not for the faint-hearted.
Doesn't say anything.
Okay.
When the Windows, recording Windows. Remember, you can only like for maximum of how long? 30. Yeah.
What's up, industry players? What's good?
It's on.
Yeah, no, we live now.
Oh, okay.
We are, yeah. We are.
Since you have the music happening, we know that it's the countdown.
Nice one.
Today we've got an industry player in the building.
I try to be.
Oh no, we're all industry players on any level actually.
Even if you're funding $30, trading 0.01, you're an industry player. Right?
Yeah.
You all gotta start somewhere.
100%. Or gotta start at the bottom of the damn ladder.
You see, yeah. So like, yeah. So anyway, guys, today we have a guest. You guys know him. We had a very, can I say, controversial interview?
Yeah. Very much so.
Very controversial interview.
Yeah.
But he's back here for podcast, and
I'm gonna try clear up some things.
Actually, we should actually clear up some things.
Yeah.
Got Marco, the entrepreneur, on social media, but also go by Marco Grassini, right?
Correct.
Grassini, yeah. So like, yeah. Tumelo, Marco, Newbie, we here.
Next week I must get another one.
Yeah,
Marco's gonna give me a name today.
Oh, do they always like give you a new name?
No.
I don't know. I'm looking in because he's like, Marco's gonna give you a new name. So you guys nickname him every single time he has a broadcast.
No. Yeah, but what's happening, man? What's happening?
Man, we pushing, we hustling, we hustling.
Making that money.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say that. Yeah, no. But honestly speaking, I've been really doing a lot of research on this industry, and I feel like, I don't know, recently, I've been listening to certain individuals speak, obviously speak their mind, speak their truth, and, obviously, take everything as a pinch of salt, because I can't just go and hail Holy Grail and believe everything, you understand?
Yeah.
So what I normally do is, I look at the information being brought forward, and then I do my research on that and see what is true and what is not true, and what is actually going to be, valuable to me as information and not. And funny enough, I have learned a lot.
Yeah.
I have learned a lot. One of the things that I learned was that we actually trade in retail. As much as we can say we trade in smart money concepts or smart money footprints or whatever you want to call it, it's all just retail patterns. Because nobody at a reserve bank or nobody at a
Goldman Sachs.
yeah, at an institutional center or at a clearinghouse or something goes, oh, okay, so we're going to come into this order block and then price is going to push down.
Yeah.
Or you understand? And that's why people always ask me, like, listen, Marco, why did that order block hold? And it's like, let's be honest, you understand? We all trading retail.
Yeah.
There is an algorithm, and a very complex one, that moves price. You understand? And funny enough, what I also realized is that it's not even the orders. People think like maybe it's JP Morgan's or these major
Yeah,
hedge funds
all the
or
big guys.
IBM or
Citibank.
Amazon or someone pushing, the volume. And funny enough, when I did some research, I found out that there's something called clearinghouses that actually execute on behalf of the reserve banks.
Yeah.
You understand? And they actually not even running on the volume of orders. They're actually running on a time schedule.
Yeah.
They run on time. That's why if you look at every time NASDAQ opens, there's some kind of volatility. You understand? And when 3:30 or now when 4:30 comes in, there's volatility, but it happens continuously every single day. You understand? If we look at London Open, there's volatility. You understand? Every single day. And that brought me to understanding that these guys were actually speaking truth when they said that, it's not price, but rather time that moves the market. And I was shocked, and I did research on it, and it's actually the truth. I was shocked. I was like, what? And then I realized, we all just trading retail patterns.
Yeah.
That's literally all we're trading. You understand? We can call it Dow theory, smart money concepts, as I said before, whatever you want to call it. Trend whatever. You understand? It's all retail.
Yeah.
They don't use that. Don't even think for 1 second that they use that. They don't use that. It's an algorithm, a complex algorithm that runs price. You understand? But what I feel like people have brought into play is the understanding of what they believe, takes place. So we have like an accumulation, price gets marked up, and then we have a distribution phase because we see that happening in the market. And then decided to give those concepts names, such as what supply zones or, it will then become a reserve pattern, a reverse pattern, or, a demand zone, or whatever the case is, you get me? Order block break, or whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, when I did more and more research, I realized that, we nobody in this industry. We nobody in the Forex industry, guys. We are a drop in the ocean. We are all retail traders, all of us. As much as I can say, I can show you where price is going to go, right? Yeah, it works, right? But then what happens when it doesn't work?
What happened? Yeah.
Now, the only reason it works is because I've kind of like come to a conclusion where, price will move to a certain point in a setup, right, at a certain time. So I know, okay, fine, at this time, I'm looking at price moving to this level. Or within the setup, I'm looking at price moving to that level, and I direct it before it happens because obviously price needs to get there, right? It's just a matter of when, time.
Yeah.
You understand? When do they decide?
Obligated to...
Exactly.
Yeah. And as you're saying it, like, it's making sense to me to be like, look, if you run a bakery, you know that bread needs to start coming out at like 6 a.m. So you know that people need to start offloading or unloading onto the truck from like 5 a.m. because, 6, this thing has got to move. So you're actually making sense as you're saying, like, things are done in time because we receive orders, we distribute.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's why there's an accumulation phase, right? So that's basically, all us retail traders getting involved, right? Because one must understand that in order to generate liquidity and then liquidate liquidity, we need to first generate the liquidity. So that's the generation of the liquidity. We generate the liquidity, everybody gets involved because price goes up, but then everybody gets liquidated. What did they do? They generated the liquidity and then liquidated the liquidity. We call that a stop hunt. Or whatever you want to call it, a pullback.
Yes.
Or you get it,
yes.
Whatever the retail theory is, or name is. So what I realized is that, we've come to terms with that is the Dow theory. That is the retail patterning that takes place because we see it happening all the time, right? But now if we're going to get more into it, right, it's not orders or volume that does that. It's time frame zones that run positions. At a certain time, this many positions get executed. At a certain time, that many positions get executed. And obviously there's probably cut-off times. You understand? And then you fall back. And only then your positions get executed. Because people think that these major banks push price, and they don't.
Yeah.
You understand? They don't. It's the clearing houses. You understand?
Yeah.
If, like I said, if you go and look at who would I say is a major clearinghouse? FEDWIRE. Go do your research on FEDWIRE. Those are the guys that have this complex algorithm.
So it's not particularly people who are controlling this thing. It's more like a
Not
system
at
that
all.
is
It's
built.
a system.
Yeah.
It's like a robot.
Yeah.
You understand? The only difference is that it's not a robot, it's an algorithm.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, people obviously believe what they want to believe, which by all means you're entitled to that. But from my research and what I've come across, I've seen it, and since not only one person speaks of it, but multiple people speak of this algorithm, you understand, that moves price. I've concluded that, this has to be it. And then as I got deeper into it, I realized, wait a minute, why is it at every time 12 to 12, 12 to 12, 12 to 12, every day price moves? At a certain time, this happens. At a certain time, there's a kill zone. At this time, something happens. At this time, something happens. That's why there's sessions. You understand? Because if we look at, how would, if we're to take this into consideration, us throwing in orders, how does that push up price?
Okay.
If you just think about it, if we had to say, okay, fine, we're going to execute 50 million orders, how is that going to push up price on a stock? A stock is already priced. You get me? A stock is already priced, regardless whether you put 500 million on that stock. That stock is already priced. You understand?
Okay.
So only time moves that. And it's the algorithm running through price scale. You understand? And that runs on a time frame. So they basically need to execute a certain amount of trades within a certain, time period. Not even, no. A setup. So they've got a certain setup, right? So I'll make an example. Let's say you come to me, right? And you say, listen, Marco, I want you to execute here, right? And then, sell off here, right? How long can you take? How long would it take you? And you come and you're like, we still have to go down and whatever not, but we could probably do it in 6 days. We're not running on volume now.
Yeah.
You understand? We're running on time.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah, no, I'm following you.
You get
I'm following you.
So from me doing my research, I saw this and I saw people's truth in it. That we believe that because everybody says, you know what, we're trading with the banks. We're not trading with the banks. Don't even think about us trading with the banks. From your MentorFX, whoever says it, it's not the truth. It's all a situation of let's make it glossy and shiny and then sell it off. You get me? So if we say trading with the banks, everybody's like, oh my gosh, are we trading with the banks?
Because everyone wants to trade like the bank.
Nothing can happen to us.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that not even the banks push the price.
Yeah.
The banks send it over to the banks are a third party. They're sending it over to a clearinghouse.
So it's like,
So
okay.
I've done crazy research and I was just like, shit is scary.
Yeah.
I thought I was trading with the banks. I'm not trading with the banks
like
anymore.
everything you've learned is a lie.
Jesus, man. In my head, I was just thinking like, what? What happened to trading with the banks?
Okay.
We're not even trading with the banks anymore. So now, we continue to teach what we teach
Okay.
because it continues to work. But that's why we can never guarantee it as 100%. You understand? Because it works until it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You understand? This level holds until it doesn't hold.
Yeah.
So people think that price is moved by, you know, I once spoke to a guy and he was like, yeah, you know what? At Wall Street, there's lots of Chinese people that will push this and push that, and this will go up. And I'm like, that's some bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. It doesn't happen. You don't have guys there at Wall Street like, oh yeah, there's Marco. You get me? Yeah. Or people will be like, yeah, you know, my broker, you know, screwed me over.
Yeah.
You understand? And I'll tell everybody here, you know, the only way a broker makes money is through spread. That's it. Opening and closing spreads. Wider or less wider. You understand?
Yeah.
So the less wider, the smaller the spread.
Yeah.
The wider, obviously,
The bigger spread.
The bigger spread.
More costs.
100%. So on a day where there's volatility like CPI or whatever the case is, you know, non-farm payrolls or NFP, whatever you want to call it. You understand?
The
But at
FOMCs
the
and
end of the
whatever,
day, you understand? What I'm saying is that when we say, oh my gosh, they manipulated us, you understand? Or our trigger or our triggering didn't take place. They didn't trigger my
pending order.
pending order or buy order or sell order. And you'll find out that the reason that took place, right, was because price moved at such volatility. You understand? Price moved at such volatility that it just didn't pick it up because we're using an MT4 system. You get me?
Okay.
We're using an MT4 system. And people don't understand that when price just goes, sometimes you just don't
You
get
can't
it.
pick it up, yeah.
You understand? It just doesn't see it as an execution.
Because for this, when I was doing BDM, like this lady was telling me that another problem with that is with volatility, sometimes some prices are jumped. So if your order is somewhere and it doesn't get filled, it's because that price didn't exist, because it literally went from this point to that point and then back to another point. So that little gap there, and the guys that are sometimes filling some of these orders, they are like creating a price there, a non-existent price, but then they'll just be like, okay, we'll put it in, we'll write as if it went in.
Yeah.
Like even on my side, I've had IBs hit me up, right, and be like, "Yo, Marco, bro, please help us expose this broker." And I'm like, "But you're an IB. You representing that broker. Like, don't be a traitor now. Like, you need to understand and go do research and understand that not every pending order gets triggered. Not when you're on an MT4 platform. That's why some people, I don't know if XM has it or other brokers have it, but a lot of brokers have their own personal platform. And we run on that because they don't have issues. Okay. Understand? That's why certain brokers don't execute that pending orders and certain brokers do, because certain brokers are running on a much faster server than another broker or has more servers. Do you get me? So they're able to pick up that order, whereas other brokers aren't able to pick up that order because they just don't have the facilities to do so. And people are like, no, we want our money back. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You understand? It doesn't work like that. And I mean, it's the same as when you know, this guy hit me up and he was like, listen, how does IB work? And I'm like, what? So you want to be an IB, but you don't know how IB works. Well, it's simple. IB, you get a rebate. I mean, it's honestly as simple as that. What I mean, when you're an IB, it's basically you working for a broker. So what I do, right, is I try to get as many people involved with my certain broker, right?
Yeah.
And then I know that I get a rebate from all their positions.
All of them trading, yeah.
You understand? And that's how an IB works.
Yeah.
So when a person comes up to me, I'm like, how can you not? You want to be an IB, but you don't know how an IB works. You understand? So personally, I'm not an IB. I used to be. You understand? But for me, I feel like the reason I stopped being an IB was because I just felt like I'm giving so much to the broker, but really not getting anything out.
Okay.
You understand? I was giving so much over to the broker, and it's almost like me advertising this broker
Yeah.
to my fullest capacity. You know, my capabilities were there, 100%. But I felt like my worth wasn't being seen. So I stopped completely. I was like, okay, I'm done with IB.
Yeah.
But for those who want to get involved in IB, it's basically you getting a rebate. So what happens is you basically an advertiser, or I wouldn't say a salesman. I would say, or a saleswoman. I would say, give me another word.
Marketer.
No.
A freelance.
An ambassador,
a freelance.
like an ambassador.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
you're like a young ambassador for that broker.
Yeah.
And then that broker will then ask you to put up a certain link, or you know, do 1, 2, 3, or the more people you get involved, the more money you make.
Yeah.
But the only way you make the money, because a lot of people will come in and be like, oh yeah, so do I make money every time a person signs up? No. You only make money off the trades.
Yes, per transaction.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of people come in and they're like, yeah, but you know, I've got 1,500 people. Yeah, but how many are trading?
0 deposits.
Then you're not going to be making money.
Yeah, because
You get me?
where is it being made from?
It needs
You
to be made
understand?
from somewhere. Like that's
You need
simple.
to
You're not
set
going
an order.
to you're not going to be making money. Why? Because at the end of the day, you know, it all comes down to the rebate.
Yeah.
You understand? How much are you getting back from that trade being executed? Being a win or a loss.
Yeah.
Because people are like, no, you know, the IB only makes money from losses. No, they don't.
Yeah,
You
misconception.
understand? A certain, 100%, a certain amount of lots gets you a certain amount of money. Basic
Yeah.
principles here. You understand? A certain amount of money, right, is given to you when a certain amount of lots are done by your clientele.
Yeah.
True.
And I really need people to understand that, because people will come to me and be like, yeah, but you know, I want to become an IB, but how does it work? But you can't come to me and say you want to be an IB and yet not know how it works. You can't get into something not knowing how it works. You're going to get burned. Do your research. You know, speak to people, 100%, you know. Knowledge is key, 100%. But at the end of the day, you know, you can't come to me and say you want to do something yet you have no background
Yeah.
or understanding about what it is you want to do
Yeah.
going forward. So
You don't know the
you know, I get
pros
so
and
many
cons.
in my inbox. My inbox gets
Yeah.
gets
It's crazy. It's crazy. That's
My inbox gets crazy.
So talking about IB, can I ask us what's the most amount of money you've made in a month from IB money now?
Inspire the kids.
I would say about, and this was, you know, I'm not gonna mention the broker.
Okay.
But you know, most people who follow me and know me know what broker I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think, I'm sure there were times when I could make about 25, 27, up to 30,000.
Rand.
Yeah.
A month.
Yeah.
Just from that.
Just from leaving my link up there and,
Yeah.
you know, not really advertising it. Because I see a lot of people really go out of their way to advertise the broker.
Okay.
And I feel like I need more from you as a broker in order for me to go that type of mile for you.
Yeah.
Leaving my link up there is a walk in the park. I can do that. That's no issue. You understand? And then whoever decides to join the link, well, that's on you.
Yeah.
You understand? But I'm not going to go like, there's so many guys out there, I'm not mentioning names again, you know, pointing fingers, but there's so many people out there, traders out there that, you know, go out of their way to market it. And it just, I don't know. Look, I'm not judging, but I feel like I've been there. I haven't even been there, but I didn't even get there. I didn't want to get there. You know, after that broker that I was an IB for, I kind of like left it. You know, and so many people have asked me to get on board. Listen, Marco, we'll give you the best deal in the freaking world.
Everybody has the best deal. Everybody has the best
No,
deal.
100%. And funny enough, you know, we'll beat the previous broker.
Yeah.
You know?
Always.
Whatever they were giving you, we'll give you 3 times what they were giving you.
Yeah.
But that's me starting again. That's so much work going in now.
Yeah. So true.
You understand? And now, the most important thing to me right now is my reputation. People don't get that. The reason I don't do it also is because of my reputation. It doesn't help you being a shitty broker, me having a great clientele. The clientele comes, gets my link, taps into your broker, and then comes to me and says, listen, dude, broker's a shitty broker. You conned us. Or that's my reputation.
Yeah.
The next time I put up a link, they're going to be like, here he goes again.
Here he goes
Here he goes
again.
again. all our accounts.
Yeah.
You know, you get those people that are like, yo, man, oh, no, man, Marco. It's like the third broker, bro. No,
Yeah,
man.
where's it coming? And all of them are taking our money.
No, you get me?
Yeah.
No. This isn't it, buddy.
Yeah.
This isn't it.
Yeah.
It's not working. But they don't understand that different brokers have different spreads.
Yeah, true.
You understand? You get raw spread brokers. You understand? And you know, I always tell people, get raw spreads.
Yeah.
You understand? If it's a real issue for you, get raw spreads. If not, get a standard account. You understand? Or whatever suits you. Whatever tickles your fantasy and whatever you believe you can handle, then get that. But a lot of people will, over leverage. You understand? Over leverage, and then you get a person who over leverages. Like, I had a guy who, took a signal once, and I tell you, like, listen, put a 0.01, just one, right? Whatever you get, be it 60 points, you'll make more than $1,000.
Okay.
But automatically, the greed kicks in.
Yeah.
$1,000's not good enough for him. You understand? $1,000's not good enough for him. He over leverages and then comes back to me and says, no, Marco, I blew my account even before I got to TP1. On what lot size? On what lot size?
But he's trying to make grand entrances like you. He's trying to
But then, if that's the case, then fund 25,000.
Yeah.
They want some Versace flops. Hey, I'm out here in my Mr. Price, guys. Marco's making me reevaluate my whole life.
But at the,
Sleeping today.
but at the end of the day, I always say, listen, guys, live your life. Live within your means. A lot of traders don't live within their means.
Not at
One
all.
wants to be like Marco. Marco puts in 25 stacks. Marco is running on 25,000 Rand. You're running on 1,000 Rand. Marco, the broker won't let me open up any more trades. How many trades do you already have? 2. Okay. How much money do you have? 1,000 Rand. How many do you want to open up with 1,000 Rand?
I want to open up Marco level trades.
You understand? Open up Marco level trades on 25,000 Rand.
Yeah, not on 1,000.
Not on 1,000
Yeah,
Rand.
scale it.
100%.
Yeah.
You understand? So I feel like, not that I'm a bad influence, but I feel like a lot of people look up to me and they're like, okay, cool. We want to be like this person. But we don't have a funded account that can handle that amount of trades. But we want to do what he does with the amount that we have in our account, which is 1,000 Rand or 2,000 Rand. And unfortunately, you're not going to hold the type of trades or the amount of trades I hold with 2,000 Rand. Now, let's go to a stop loss.
Okay.
Right? So my stop loss is roughly 20 points, give or take. So it's a 3-2-1 on a signal. Now, always tell people, look, you can open up your stop. You can go higher, lower, close it, make it smaller, larger, whatever. It's all up to you, right? However, though, people come to me and they're like, yo, Marco, why do you give a stop if you don't use a stop? Practice what you preach. Well, I'll practice what I preach when you have 25,000 Rand in your account. You get me? I'll practice what I preach when you have 25,000 Rand in your account. But for now, you've got 1,000 Rand, you need to stop.
Yeah.
You understand? Or you can be like me and have your risk management be what are you willing to lose?
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
What are you willing to lose? If I'm only willing to lose 500 Rand, then I'm only going to put in 500 Rand. understand? Because you get people who will tell you, listen, bro, you should only risk like 1% of your account.
Yeah.
And I've got 1,000 rand.
10 rand.
We even open up a trade.
Right.
Right. Now, let's say, okay, fine, put that aside. Some people will say, okay, fine, only try risk 10% of your account. That's 100 rand. You get me? So there's a possibility that you could lose that whole 1,000 rand just from the 100. You get me? But at least there's more, there's much more, it's much more realistic.
Okay.
Saying, listen, I'm willing to lose the 1,000 rand, because price needs to go pretty low to lose that 1,000 rand if you're putting in a 0.01. You get me? But again, you know, if you've got a decent signal provider, then price could very much shoot up.
Yeah.
Right? But on 100 rand, that slight pullback
It
gets you taken out of the market.
Yeah, and then this is when you're trading indices, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, no, your JPY versus your US and all of those.
It's a different story.
Yeah, stocks are 100% different. But indices are not to be taken lightly. I feel like so many people just take them so lightly, like, okay.
That is true.
Oh man. And then you get to something like US 30 and you're like,
actually had
like,
a trader call me.
I didn't even see this take place. Like one minute I have the trade in, next minute I'm gone. Like what?
No. It's funny you say this because quite a popular trader called me telling me exactly what you're saying. It's like, bro, I just lost 1,005 US. I didn't see that I was opening on US 30.
Yeah.
I just hoid in my lot. And 1,005 US was gone. He's like, bro, just seconds. He saw it go and he's like, what?
But that's the thing. Most people want to go full margin on CPI. You understand?
Yeah.
NFP.
Yeah.
They want to go full margin because they believe they'll make money. But they don't understand easy come, easy go. They don't understand that easy come, easy go. Greed is exactly that. Easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
You get too greedy, you'll lose it all.
Because that's
Easy
the
come,
thing.
easy go.
When people are like, I made 10K in 20 minutes. I'm like, you could have lost 10K in 20 minutes. As much as you're telling me you made it, and I'm happy for you, but do you realize the risk part? And I think people, it's like what we were saying previously. People just don't understand what risk is. Like they'll be like, yeah, I understand I can lose until MT4 is open there. And they're seeing the red. Now they're like, yo, I'm losing money. It's like, but you said you understand the risks involved and everything. Now when you're losing money, you want to panic. And so what you were saying, that how much are you willing to lose? Know how much you...
And I believe that's a great risk management for me.
Yeah.
And it's been working for me. And some of my students even, take it from me. And they're like, listen, we're putting in 1,000 rand today. If we lose 1,000 rand, we lose it. But sometimes you'll find the student makes 16,000 from that 1,000 rand. You understand? Not every day's Christmas.
Yeah.
But if you know what you're doing, you can make money. Now, obviously, I said we're all retail traders. You understand? But there's certain concepts that work in line with we trade with the banks.
Okay.
And certain concepts that don't work. So I always know that the only reason SMC actually works, or SMF, or whatever you understand works, is because for me personally, I believe that it runs off Dow theory.
Okay.
You understand? And that's why it works. You get me? But then you get certain people who use trend lines and look, trend lines work until they don't work.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
Everything works until it doesn't work. Because, a certain level in the market will hold until it doesn't hold. A certain low will hold until they liquidate that low. It's just a matter of time.
Going back to
Going
time.
back to the time chat. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
It all goes back to time. So the concepts work. It's just a matter of executing them correctly
Okay.
so that they line up with at least trying to trade with the banks or trying to trade with this complex algorithm that
Yeah.
runs these markets.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, no, get you 100%.
So again, back to my stop loss. I now know that, okay, fine. So this has taken place, price has moved up. Now I'm going to look at, okay, fine, what's the next move going forward? You understand? Is price going to come down, retest, accumulate, price goes back up? Or are we going to get a weak high, price liquidates that and then comes down? You understand? And this way I know that, okay, fine, my 1,000 Rand won't hold. My 2,000 Rand won't hold. You understand? If this happens, then my stop isn't going to hold. So I need to look at this market and be like, okay, fine. Where am I going to get involved in this market? And when I get involved in this market, right, where's my execution going to be? Right? Because I can go to a much lower time frame and there's an accumulation phase taking place.
Yeah.
Right? But if I go to a 4-hour chart, they're right at the top. So are they accumulating to go higher? No.
Yeah.
They're accumulating to go lower. It was a distribution phase. You get me? So the lower time frame needs to line up with my high time frame. And I teach that in the mentorship that, listen, let the lower time frame always line up with the higher time frame.
Yeah.
You get me?
Wait for.
And
yeah.
And when that takes place, that gives you an understanding of when to trade, and then you know where to put your stop loss.
Yeah.
You understand? If you're using a stop loss, or you know that, listen, I can actually put 10,000 into this trade. It's a give. I'm gonna make money because I can see the setup. My lower time frame lining up with my higher time frame. My higher time frame is giving me the outcome, right, of what's to play out for the future. Yeah. So I already know, okay, fine. Price is going to go there, but once again, what are we working on? Time. How long will it take for them to get there? That's where the time comes in. So am I willing to risk it for the biscuit and hold, right? Or am I going to scalp in, get out, scalp in, get out, scalp in, and build that liquidity, that equity, and then, maybe when I get to the top, I will hold my distribution phase. You get me? But at the end of the day, it all comes down to my execution. So I'm willing to lose. If I lose, I lose. But what I'm going to do is scalp in. So I scalp in, get out. Scalp in, get out. Scalp in, get out. Scalp in, get out. Why? Because they're running on time. So I know that, okay, fine, my kill zones are from this time to that time. This time to that time, this time to that time. NASDAQ runs 100 pips. Every time I've looked at previous history, NASDAQ runs 100 to 120 pips. Cool. So I already know at this time, I just need to look to execute.
Yeah.
Execute, where am I putting my stop if I'm using a stop? If I'm not using a stop, I don't need to worry. Right? Fine. Price is then run by time, so it will take them maybe Asian Open to generate liquidity. Right? Then all of a sudden, London comes in, and what happens? Price gets marked down. Right? So we have a situation where now there's a distribution phase. Right? And then New York, price pushes up. So I know that the only way to get to my level, right, is wait for that distribution phase, but scalp in, scalp in, scalp in till the bottom, and then hold. I've got more than enough money to hold the buy. You get me? I've got more than enough money to hold the buy. All I needed to do was generate enough money to hold the buy.
To hold the buy, yeah.
So from my 1,000 Rand, I now have 10,000 Rand. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, I already know where price is going.
Yeah. So with
You understand? I already know, what's going to happen in this market. So now it's just about my execution. But I have more than enough money to execute. And I teach that also in the mentorship. Like, listen, build, 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 build. Build, scalp. Scalp in, scalp out.
Yeah.
Scalp in, scalp out. Scalp in. It happens every day. Every single day, this takes place. From this time to that time, from this time to that time, from that time to this time, from that time to this time, something happens in the market. Take a chance, get involved, build that equity so that when you're right at the top, right, you can hold. So that's what I did. If you looked at, I don't know if you saw my trade where I got in right at the top. You understand?
Yeah.
Right in the top, and we're about 50% to the downside
Okay.
of that setup.
Yeah, sure.
You with me?
Yeah.
But what did I do? I could have scalped all the way up, right? As I built my equity, right? And now I'm going to hold the sell. You get me?
I'm with you 100%.
But people don't want to do that.
Yeah.
People are like, okay, no, I'm going to trade New York. Let's say New York Open, because they know Nasdaq runs on 4:30 base time. They don't understand how volatile London Open is, Asian close. These are all kill zones. You understand? These are all kill zones that should be taken advantage of, but they don't. They concentrate on one thing. So for you to get to that setup, it's going to take you forever. You understand? Because you haven't generated enough money to get there. But if you started with each kill zone, by the time you get to the last kill zone, to the next day, right, where you'll find out that the volatility maybe from the New York Open or maybe the London close or something, right, actually gives you that volatility to at least get to halfway of your setup, or even to your complete setup. But because you hear, the next day you hear, the next day you hear, you missed the move completely.
Yeah.
You get me? You missed the move completely. Like, oh, but
And you saw it happening, but you just
wake up in the
didn't
morning,
get
but
the right time.
they already tapped into to that level.
Yeah.
Ah, no, man.
Nah, by the
And I
time
wanted to
it
get involved,
hits,
did you get me?
It's late. It's late. You can't ask for that time back.
So that's why I always say, this algorithm runs on time, and I'll keep saying it.
Yeah.
From my research and what I've done.
I can see you're very excited about this. Like,
Yeah. Because
your eyes
it's new
just light up.
information. It's new
Yeah.
information to me, and it's obviously something now that I can teach to other people.
Okay.
To get them a bit more educated on, how this algorithm actually reprices its stocks. And funny enough, there's something called a T+2.
Okay.
And then a T+3 and a T+1. So what this basically means is I'll put my order in now, but only 2 days later does it get executed. And the whole world is on that now. But we might be going to, let's say, I think a T+1. So I'll put my order in now, but only tomorrow do they get executed. With me?
And this is regardless of the price.
Regardless of the price. They don't care about the price. It's irrelevant to them. It's all about time. You understand? They don't care about price. That's what people don't get. The algorithm doesn't care about price. Price is irrelevant to them. Time is consistent on a chart. Price isn't. Look at a chart. Price is not consistent, but time is consistent. Every day at this time, that happens. Every day at this time, that happens. Every day at this time, that happens. It's a consistency taking place. But price can move up 120 pips, tomorrow 103 pips, the next day, and it's not consistent.
Yeah.
But time is consistent.
Consistent, yeah.
Hence I say time is everything now.
Yeah.
From my research, time is everything. You understand? Time runs the show.
Yeah, I what's actually funny is that a couple of years back, I remember I was like doing some back testing on, I don't know what pair it was, but I was literally looking at the time of the pair, like, okay, this hour, and I'd write down how many pips it moved, and I'd go back this hour, how many pips it moved. Go back this hour, how many pips. And I remember still have that little book. Like it's just filled with. I think it was in GBP. USD, like I was just filled on that all, but I just abandoned that project. I think maybe I should just revisit that whole thing again.
'Cause honestly, I mean, if it doesn't make sense, then I don't know. Because if you look at it, price is the only thing that is non-consistent on a chart.
Okay.
You understand? And all the concepts work according to price. That's why they say, oh, that's why when everybody tells me, oh yeah, no, NASDAQ works on quarter theory.
Oh yeah.
And then it doesn't work. It's like, but that's because it doesn't work on price. It works on time. That's why time is always consistent in the market. Always. You'll never see news coming out at 2:15.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's
come
always
out
2
when
or
we're-
3 or 4 or 4:30 every single time. Why? Time is consistent. Price is not. Price is irrelevant to these guys. Excuse me. Price is irrelevant to these guys. Time is everything. The algorithm runs on time and not price.
Yeah.
And nobody will tell me anything different. I believe what I know my truth. I've done my research.
Your eyes have been
I know, my eyes have been open.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to ask about something. The whole ICT thing.
Oh, shit.
So let me just jump right into it. I know we did an interview right now, and you made a statement right there that a lot of people got touched by, saying that you pay a lot of
Very touched.
a lot of people. I mean, yeah.
Let me jump into it quickly. So, what I said was, I pioneered ICT, right? Well, not ICT, smart money concepts.
Yeah, smart money concepts.
Right. Now, I feel like my wording was very off.
Yeah.
I should have said, I was one of the guys or the first people that I know personally,
Yeah.
right? Myself,
Yeah.
that pioneered smart money concepts in South Africa,
Okay.
which people could agree.
Okay.
A lot of people didn't know about order blocks. A lot of people didn't know about supply and demand. Okay, yes, they knew about supply and demand, but order blocks and breakers. And, that's why when I redefine order blocks, people are like shocked. They're like, what? How? You understand? And it's like, nobody else is doing it. You understand? Now, when I say, listen, I pioneered that, people are going to be like, no, but other people were doing it. Show me who else was doing it. You understand? In South Africa. So many people came on board, you understand, and attacked me and were like, no, bro, ICT did it. 100%. Inner Circle Trader started the whole smart money concepts. And I'm not going to bash him, but he also renamed a whole lot of things. But I'm not going to get into that. But what I'm saying is that, at the end of the day, I'm going to give credit where it's due. He got it running, right? But I believe personally I got it running in South Africa through him, or rather through MintFX, which obviously went through him as the channel.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I feel like my wording was completely out. Like, because I said I pioneered SMC, smart money concept.
Yeah.
What I wanted to actually say was I did it in South Africa. So I put that up on a comment and said, listen,
I mean, we pinned it even
I
there.
pioneered it in South Africa. You understand?
Yeah.
I feel like I brought it, I exposed it here. As much as people can say, yeah, but people were doing it underground, but they didn't bring it to the surface. I brought it to the surface. You get me?
You can say that with confidence.
100%. I brought it to the surface. Everybody started picking it up from me. You understand? If we look at Menando the Goat, we look at these other traders that have come to me. They didn't get it from anybody else.
Yeah.
They came to me.
Okay.
You understand? Because they can even say, listen, we heard about order blocks from him. The first time we heard about order blocks was from him. You understand? The first time we heard about breakers, him. Inconsistency, price inconsistency in the market, imbalance, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's efficiency, whatever. You get me? Where did we hear it from? Him. I got it from someone else, but I pioneered it into existence in South Africa. And I'm not going to say I didn't or humble myself and be like, oh, maybe somebody else did. No, nobody else did.
It's like, I did it.
And anybody who comes at me can come at me and say, yeah, but this person was doing it, but did they bring it to the surface? No.
Yeah.
You understand?
Okay.
Did they come live and bring it to the surface and, introduce this as, trading with the banks?
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Nobody knew about MentorShip. You understand? ICT, nobody knew about them until people started going and Googling smart money concepts. And that obviously took them to ICT. And yes, we all got it from him, right? But at the end of the day, who brought it to the surface in South Africa? I did. And that's what I meant when I said pioneered. I wanted to say pioneered in South Africa, but I didn't. I kind of got lost with the South African part. I'm like, yeah, let me
It's
take all
like,
of it.
hey, you guys gotta relax a bit. Hey. You gotta relax a bit.
But that was it.
Whether or not that statement is true or false, my thing is, okay, because you can learn something before me. There's people who learn Forex before me, but they're not doing what I'm doing with Forex.
100%. Let's get into that. How many people are using smart money concepts but aren't making a cent?
A lot.
You understand? How many people are using these concepts but aren't winning?
Too many.
So you can come and say, yeah, Marco, but you didn't pioneer this. Well, okay, fine. I didn't pioneer it. But I'm making money off the concept because I know how to execute this in a way that works for me. And that's why the students are executing it the way it works for me, because it would work the same way for them. But you, as the individual bashing me, how's it working for you?
What's going on? Yeah.
Some people even bring order blocks in that aren't even order blocks. And I'm like, Marco, why didn't this order block hold? Because it wasn't an order block.
Yeah.
You understand? It wasn't an order block. You understand? Price moves from a high to a low and a low to a high.
Yeah.
And people think that in between the high and the low, between this fractal order flow, right, there's order blocks, and there isn't. You understand? The main order blocks are ones that give the change of character. That take out the first low, take out the first high. Those are the order blocks that are going to hold. And that's why we call them a supply and demand zone. You get me?
Okay.
So those are your major resistance and support levels. Supply and demand, or whatever you want to call them. But at the end of the day, right, I can give you all this information, but are you making money from it?
That's all that matters.
Because I remember
Like,
back in the day, I think 2016 roundabout. So there's I don't know if you know Steve Morrow.
yes.
Yes, it's pretty much almost same concept from what I've seen. I haven't seen anything ICT or smart money concept, but
Well, you must remember that I think Steve Morrow trained ICT.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, because a lot of because
But you didn't hear that from me.
yeah, because back
Next
in the
thing I'm
day,
getting bashed. Yeah, bro, why are you exposing the inner circle trader? I swear, this guy has a clout. He's following.
Yeah.
Dude, these people put up his
It's a
symbols
whole cult
and
and-
Cults,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
cults are hectic.
Yeah.
They're hectic and they're all over the place.
Yeah. No,
I
legit.
first saw it there, right? So, and it goes back. The reason why I made the statement is because all of a sudden his courses were getting leaked and all of that, right? And there was a market maker method and all of that. And now there were a whole lot of people. There was a group, and the information dropped there. And there's a whole lot of people who took that. But it's like, okay, of the people who took it, how many actually woke up the following week making money from it? How many people understood it on a conscious level? So for me, it boils down to that. And that, for me, FX, whatever we say, whether you say you created a strategy or you didn't or what, it comes down to one thing. Are you making the money or not?
Simple. Is it working for you or not? And that's what always, even in my last interview, I said, listen, stick to one thing.
Yeah.
Stick to what works for you. This thing of jumping ship all the time, you're going to get nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 100% with you. You're going to get nowhere. Moving from train lines, okay, train lines don't work. Okay, this doesn't work. Let me put both of them together. I've got people telling me they're putting smart money concepts and train lines together, and I'm like,
Why?
use what works for you, bro. If trend lines works for you better than smart money concepts, then use that. But if smart money concepts works better, then use that. But use one thing. Don't complex. Don't make this thing complex. Don't complicate things. Don't make it complex. Just use what works for you.
Yeah.
And stick to that. And master that. Because they always tell you, master your craft. You'll become better and better and better. And you'll be the master of your craft. And that's all that needs to take place. And that's why I'm as good as I am. Because I've mastered my craft. I've become the master of my craft. I don't go and jump onto YouTube anymore. You understand? I don't do that anymore. You understand? Looking at people's videos and trying to get new ways of trading. No. I make more than enough money trading what I know. And that works for me. I'm just going to master it so it works even better.
Yeah, and with FX being a more I've been thinking about that forex is or trading in general is very like you versus you. Forget about the charts and what. You just need to know how to handle yourself in whatever market condition that you placed in, and like you're saying, just being consistent in what you do. Because also studying trading psychology, I was laughing at one thing where it's like, stop this whole thing of when a trade is going bad for you, now you start researching even other indicators that you don't know. You've never used a MACD, but then you put on a MACD just to convince yourself that I got the direction.
And I mean, if you had to look at my psychology when I take trades, it's crazy. Like, price will literally come back to my level, but I feel like because I'm so confident in my setup, you see, I feel like when something's worked for you over and over, it's almost like a norm.
Yeah.
The psychology is there already. You already know that, listen, if this happened 300, 400, 500 times already, what's stopping it from happening again? So now why would all of a sudden, oh no, now my understanding of this market now changes, now I'm going to pull out? No. I'm so used to it working out, I believe it's going to work out. And it does. And it does, and it does, and it does, and it does. Understand? It becomes a norm. It just becomes like a part of you. And people always ask me, yo, Marco, how do we get our psychology right? And I'm always like, that's where it starts. It starts in developing an understanding that this is my breakdown of the chart, my analysis. This is my setup. I'm confident in my setup. I'm going to run with it. Simple as that. I'm going to run with it. This is my setup. I'm running with it.
So now I'm okay on the psychology part and all of this, learning or having this new discovery on the time element. Do you think it's changed the way now you enter? Do you have like less confidence in your setups or how they were before?
Funny enough. So I didn't really swing, right? And then obviously I know you know Tumelo, IFXR.
Oh, yeah.
So he's a good friend of mine. So we've actually traded together and we've done a few things together regarding forex. And obviously I knew that I could get the sniper entries. Those were not the issue. Getting involved was not the issue. It was the psychology of holding the trade.
Okay.
You understand? But from past tense and history, going back, I used to hold trades. It's just that not as long as I'm holding now. You understand? But all I did was, take a step in the right direction. And it's working out for me. You understand? But once again, what did I trust? My setup.
Yeah.
You understand? It was my setup. As much as, Tumelo, empowered me to, try swinging. You understand? This was my first decent swing where, you know, I'm in and I'm still in with good profits. I think I'm sitting at almost half a bar, you know, and it's been running for about a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's never been that long.
Yeah.
I've never been able to hold that long.
Okay.
Mine has always been like, oh, let's make 200, 300 rand today. You understand? But what I did was I tamed myself and I was like, okay, cool. You know what? I'm going to bring myself to a challenge. I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to not think about this trade until my setup is over. Yeah, I might look at it now and then just to, you know, motivate me like, oh yeah, you're able to do it. You understand? But what I'm saying is here is that I'm going to base this on my setup, me believing in my setup, right? And me understanding that from, you know, previous setups that have worked out, that look very similar to this, maybe even on a lower time frame, but worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way it looks very familiar to me. So I believe this could definitely be the next setup. You understand? And looking at where, you know, price might go, right? Looking at where price might go, we're using concepts. Even though it might be retail concepts, but we're using concepts.
Yeah.
Now, before I used to bash retail traders. Oh, I used to bash them. I swear, smart money concepts was the way the banks trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it's a situation of, I feel like when you grow, elevate yourself, you start doing more research,
Yeah.
you know, start,
Mature in the field.
looking at other ways of trading in regards to other people trading. And you look at it and you're like, as much as that's retail, it's working for him.
Yeah.
As much as he's using that indicator, but it's working for him. You understand? As much as I'm using these concepts, they're working for me.
Yeah.
Those same concepts might not work for him.
Yeah.
Because why? He might not know how to use them.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, that might not be for
But at the
him.
end of the day, there is no one at the reserve banks looking at order blocks and being like, yeah. So when they get to this level, you see this order block, we're going to push price lower.
Yeah.
You really think there's people out there who's like,
Who's
Pushing
like
price up.
watching the RSI, like, yeah, it's oversold
oh,
now.
there's, yeah. Oh,
I'm
no,
gonna
oh,
push
there's Marco, let's liquidate him. You know?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
there's someone, you know, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You understand? It works on kill zones, time frames. Not time frames, sorry. Time scheduled situations where, like I said, you know, New York open, London close, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
You understand? It doesn't work on volume. You understand? Because people think that, oh, like I said in previously, you know, JP Morgan pumps 500 billion into a certain stock, and then you think price runs, and it doesn't. You understand? All that is doing is he's pricing that stock at that amount.
Yeah.
You understand? So if he's pricing that stock at that amount, the bank will say, listen, we can get price at that level in volume within the next 6 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get me?
Actually, now that you talk about it, I have found something along those lines, but I just didn't have more info on it. Somebody was explaining that sometimes it goes even deeper than just retail guy for retail guy, but sometimes it's Apple. It's like, yo, we trying to bring so much money from South Africa because we sold all our iPhones. We need money here. Somebody makes something in a space of 3 weeks because we're trying to bring it here. We need the best quote.
Yeah, no. So that's what people think. People think that if Marco puts in 500 billion rand into a stock, even if you go into the JEC and you go speak to someone and say, listen, I want to buy a stock for 500 million. I want to buy an MTN stock. Do you think the MTN stock goes up? No. You buying a piece of that stock for that amount of money. That's all you're doing. You're not doing anything to the market in regards to pushing price higher. What do you think MTN just goes, oh, because Marco put money in? No.
You actually
They run this.
speculate
The
here
algorithm
that
runs a
it's gonna go.
setup
Yeah.
that is generated by the bank, but the clearinghouse does the execution. Crazy, right? Go do your research. Go do your research on FEDWIRE.
Yeah.
I want everybody listening to this. Go do your research on FEDWIRE, and you'll see that I'm talking the absolute truth. People think the reserve banks run price. They don't. These major institutions, not even there.
Yeah.
You understand? They're in the background. They're observing in the background. Like, okay, cool. You know, we're gonna pump money here. But pumping money doesn't mean price shoots up.
Yeah.
If that was the case, right, then why is it when someone speaks, all of a sudden price hits the roof? You understand?
Yeah.
Powell speaks, he didn't pump money into the market, but the price goes down.
Yeah.
They didn't pump money into the market, or the price goes up, but he didn't pump money into the market. Then that's how you know that man, I had it now. It was on
Investors.
Yes, the investors.
Yeah.
But the investors pump money into the market, guys. It takes 2 days. We're on a T+2. It takes 2 days for orders to get executed. You get me?
Yeah.
It takes 2 days for orders to get executed. Go do research on what a T+1 or a T+2 is, so you can understand what I'm talking about. You put your order in now, but it only gets executed 2 days later.
Yeah.
So now, why is price all of a sudden moving up?
Which makes sense, because if it was being pushed, if somebody's putting in money, as you're saying it now, and I'm thinking about it, pretty much what people are saying is that all the banks and everyone, when news comes out, they're all clicking buy at the same time. If it's price only, that means everyone is waiting to buy.
There's no such.
Yeah.
They run, like I said, the bank will give the clearinghouse. Now, the clearinghouse is FEDWIRE, or at least the biggest one that I know of, is FEDWIRE. And what they do is the bank then becomes a third party, right? So they give the instructions for them to execute.
Yeah.
You get me? But that takes 2 days. So even though news comes out now, right, 2 days prior to that, their orders were already being executed.
Yeah.
So how come now all of a sudden price shoots up and price shoots down? No. They have a schedule to get to. They have a time frame that has been given to them as instructions. Listen, we need price to get from here to here. What can you do it in? Oh, we can do it in 3 weeks. So in 3 weeks, price gets from here to here. You understand? And then all of a sudden, people start asking, yeah, but then why does price go down? You understand? Why does price go down? The only reason price is going down, right, is because the market runs on 3 phases. You understand? The market runs on 3 phases. We need them to distribute orders. You get me?
Yeah.
Distribute orders, and then once orders are distributed, right? Once orders are distributed, what happens is then the algorithm, right, gets everybody who was in the distribution phase out of the market. So we have a situation where accumulation takes place, price goes up, price comes down, takes them out, right? Price goes up, down, takes them who was distributing, price goes up, takes them out. So everybody getting involved gets taken out. To the upside, everybody getting involved gets taken out.
Yeah.
Just taking out people.
So all we're doing, all that is doing is generating liquidity, liquidating that liquidity.
Okay.
Generating liquidity, liquidating that liquidity, generating that liquidity, liquidating that liquidity. But the algorithm within a time frame needs to do its setup. Simple as that.
All right, so I'm going to take a U-turn on this chat because we've been going in on it, right? And I just want to say, so I literally just met you just like probably an hour ago now, hour 30 minutes ago. And for personal reasons, I don't look at traders or follow traders. You know, I told myself, look, I want to focus on me. You know, so any traders or anything.
I think
like
you
that.
saw the car. Are we talking about the car now?
No. We're not talking about the car.
I thought it was going to be the car.
Right?
Oh, no, here we go.
No, that's another chat, you know. But no, I'm like, okay, since I met this guy, because obviously I go into YouTube from time to time, and then you always like see a Marco this, and then people have like something negative to say, you know,
all
a
the
certain
time,
YouTuber or whatnot. And I'm like, this guy is actually such a nice guy, you know. They make you seem like you
Like
some
the
other
devil, I
asshole
swear.
out there, you know, and actually you're more chilled than like other traders that aren't even on your level. You see other traders, they just feel themselves, and then you're just like, why, guy, relax. But you so what's the beef with all these YouTubers that are talking?
So you must remember that I feel like the minute a person has difficulties coming to terms with the fact that they're wrong and you're right, you understand? Automatically, we come into a debate where now we start fighting each other. You understand? Because I'll come in and let's say I say something wrong. Then you take it by heart, right? When it really wasn't, you know,
deep, yeah.
wasn't even that deep. Wasn't even meant to hit you that hard. You understand? It was
Yeah.
like you should have taken it with like a pinch of salt,
Yeah.
but you didn't. You understand? So a lot of guys will come on and be like, this guy, you know, this guy told me that I'm like this, or he called me this, or he called me that, or you get me. So a lot of people beef with me in regards to that, but a lot of people also beef with me in regards to, you know, so previously I was called a scammer,
Yeah.
nothing new, and then you know, that obviously came from you know who. I'm not going to mention his name.
I'm
I
trying
don't know if
to because I'm hearing you talk, and I'm like, this guy gets it. Because like I'm saying, I come from a background of like a lot of Steve Morrow market maker stuff, you know. And as you're explaining everything that you're going through, I'm like genuinely like, okay, this guy really gets it, you know. And that's why it's like bad to just watch one YouTube video and make a conclusion about somebody. Because I'm like, I'm hearing you talk, and I'm like, I haven't heard a lot of people explain this in such clarity and like holler it for what it is. People always just put in their own
sugarcoating and
idea or whatever, and you just hollering.
Again, I feel like some people just don't like the truth.
Yeah.
They can't handle the truth. They can't handle the fact that this guy has so much knowledge. It's almost like a hatred. This guy has so much knowledge after 3 years. This guy's only been in the market for 3 years trading, but he has so much knowledge. He's making so much money.
I've been here for 8 and
I've been here for 10 years.
Feeding me.
And I'm still living in the back room of my mom's house or something. You get me?
Yeah.
This guy has this many cars. This guy has a net worth of this much. You understand? It's almost like I hate my own life. The only way to, you know, consolidate myself is to hate on this person. It makes me feel better about myself. It's a sad situation, but it's a reality.
Yeah. Because I'm really trying to understand the scammer part. No, I'm trying to put it together.
No,
but you know, I've been.
So the scam. So funny enough, right? I'll be honest. So I did wrong to a group of students, right? Because it was my very first mentorship. The very first year, I didn't know anything. I was literally taking chances. I was probably teaching trend lines. And I did them wrong. But I came to terms with the fact that I did them wrong. And, you know, I just wanted a clean slate in 2023. And I even told this person that used to call me a scammer, you know, he hasn't, you know, done anything so far, because I feel like I'm doing right now, you know. And I told him, listen, you know what? I'm going to do right. And those people that I did wrong can come into my mentorship absolutely for free.
Yeah.
And there were about 70 of them that entered. Some of them probably took chances. Just stayed there with the mentorship. But I allowed it. You understand? I was like, okay, cool. You know what? I'm going to do right.
Yeah.
You understand? Just to clear my name, because now my reputation is everything.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
Now my reputation is everything to me.
Yeah.
And that's why, when I go live, I don't do stupid things like I used to do, you understand?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
embarrass myself and contradict myself.
Okay.
And I don't do that anymore because obviously we learn from our mistakes.
So
you
true.
understand?
So true.
And now, when I go live, I don't even look at the comments. Like I just,
Yeah.
talk my truth, whatever the case is, say what needs to be said, and then I'm out.
Yeah.
Understand? Now and then I'll show off, just because it gives the audience, or rather the followers, a little bit of a tickle.
Yeah.
Okay, the guy's got a sense of humor. It's not all stuck up. It's all business. They want to see a house tour or
You gotta
an
be
apartment
fun with
tour,
it.
the cars.
Yeah, I mean, it's-
oh my gosh,
it's your
Marco,
life.
what did you buy today? Because you always shop. Oh yeah, I bought this. Just to get them a bit of an entertainment situation.
If you're serious,
Yeah.
go to Alexandra Forbes there.
You get me? So, and then you get people who will be like, fake this, fake that.
Yeah.
It's like, automatically, because I've been around and I've seen this for way too long now, it's almost like, here we go again. And you don't even entertain it anymore.
Okay.
Understand? You don't even entertain it anymore.
Yeah.
And you get so many people that are now on my side. They'll be like, yo, bro, if this is the case, why are you still here? If he's a scammer, why are you still following him? So many people stick up for me, and I was shocked
Yeah.
at how many people stick up for me. But again, I feel like, when people say that you should bless,
Okay.
you understand? Talking books of the Bible, you understand? Or Bible terms, rather, should I say, where, the blesser is the person who is receiving, not the giver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And for me, I bless you with the knowledge.
Yeah.
Even though you're paying for the knowledge, but I'm still blessing you with the knowledge that's going to take you on a journey for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like that's my giving back.
Okay.
And that's why I haven't upped the mentorship or any other prices, you understand? Because, I feel like I need to give back. But I also need to see people and need people to see my worth in
And
this
commit,
industry.
because if you don't put money down, you simply don't commit.
No, 100%. That's the thing. So I always tell people are always like, Mark, if you're making so much money, then why don't you give a free mentorship? If I gave a free mentorship, how many of you guys would take it seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you putting your sweat and tears into this and you know that, hey, bro, I worked 5 months for this. I'm going to get every piece of knowledge this
Save
guy
my
gives
lunch
out.
money
Yeah.
for this. Yeah.
Exactly. That's true.
And again, I want people who are serious about this.
Yeah.
Because someone can say, yo, bro, I want to learn. I want to learn the way you trade.
Yeah.
But you fall off the wagon 2 weeks later. But you won't fall off the wagon if you've paid hard-earned money. You won't.
Yeah. You'll go back and try it again. And that's why I'm like, there were groups where people are getting free lessons and all of that. But you come out of it and it's like, okay, if there were 200 people in this group and then there's only like 5 people who are profitable, only 5 people actually really took the free lessons like seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I've seen. I've had a lot of free things. I've had the same free content, unpaid content, and trust. When somebody paid for it, they
No, 100%. And that's why.
realize-
And that's why if you look at my mentorship now, so many people are doing so flipping well.
Yeah.
Understand? If you go to my mentorship now, so many people are doing so well. And reason for that is because, I'm giving you the knowledge you paid for. You understand? I'm giving you the knowledge you paid for.
Yeah.
But, at the end of the day, what you do with that knowledge is all up to you. But I'm going to give you what you paid for. You paid for me to teach you how I trade. You paid for me to teach you how to be consistent. You paid me to make you a profitable trader. And that is my end goal.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you that. And what you do with that information is all up to you.
Yeah, it's your baby, yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're paying for.
Yeah.
You understand? So when something doesn't work out for you, that's on you.
Yeah.
It doesn't. If 40% or let's say 30% of students don't make it out, right? Let's say you got 50 students, 30% fail, but 70% make it. What does that tell you?
Yeah. Says a lot
You understand?
without saying anything.
People put in the work, people didn't.
And they're just gonna you can't be responsible.
And
for
they're gonna go
somebody else.
out there and badmouth you. They're going to. They're gonna be like, oh no, this guy's mentorship trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then someone's gonna be like, oh bro, I don't know about trash because the first 1,000 rand that I made, I was very happy, and then I made from the 1,000 rand, I made 16,000 rand. So I don't know what you were doing in that mentorship. And then the other guy's gonna be like, yeah, I'm with you, bro. I made like 20,000 rand. I don't know what you were doing in that mentorship.
Yeah, that's why I'm like we chilling here, and out of everything you've said, I'm like, okay, I don't see how Scammer and this guy come together because it doesn't make sense.
No, but you see, I feel like so this person who calls everybody a scam. I'm not gonna mention his name.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to get I'm over that.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like the reason he went into scamming was because of the very first mentorship. So I had a student come out and like go onto his
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 platform.
YouTube, his platform or whatever you want to call it, and talk bad and speak of my mentorship as being trash. And I'll give it to him. That time it was trash.
Yeah.
With my very first mentorship, what did I know?
Yeah.
But now,
It's a different story. Yeah.
a whole different story. But we elevate. You understand?
Yeah,
we,
that's true.
We improve.
Yeah.
And that's what it was all about, improving for the people.
Yeah.
Improving to give knowledge that will grow you for the future. You understand? At that time, I was giving knowledge for money. At that time, it was about money.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
The very first mentorship was about money.
Yeah.
And then when you start getting money and getting a lot of money, it's like, well, now, like, I don't really care about your money. But I still want to give you the Holy Grail. I still want to give you guys knowledge. I still want to help you guys become successful traders.
Yeah.
I still have that in me to empower you to be better. But you get some very sad stories coming in, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, my mom, this, my mom.
Yeah, no,
that.
100%.
Man, I only have this much money. I need help.
but
You understand? And
there's
as
some
a
other
person,
guy
we're all human.
Yeah.
We're all human and we feel.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
understand? We all
That's
got
true.
hearts and we
Yeah.
feel. And I feel for some people. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you know what? Some people come in and say, listen, I've only got 4,000 rand.
Okay.
And obviously, I'll overthink, your whole story and look at it again and then conclude. And be like, listen, sometimes I'll tell you, listen, I can see your story is bullshit. I won't say that, but I'll be like, I'm not a charity case. But that's because I can just see that your story is bullshit.
Yeah.
You understand? So when something is pure and genuine, you can also see that.
Yeah, you feel it,
You understand? Yeah. So at times I'll tell someone, listen, bro, give me that 4 grand. That's all you have.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get people who like, there was a guy who wanted to get into the mentorship for like almost 6 months. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, take the link.
Yeah.
I could see he was hungry for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wasn't going to waste my time.
Yeah.
Someone who is consistently begging me for the past 6 months is not going to waste my time.
So true.
I'm not saying everybody out there now come here.
Yeah.
6 months. That's
No,
not
no, cool. That's the strategy. Yeah.
Genuine, yeah.
Like this person, you could just see he was trying his hardest.
Yeah.
He was really putting it out there. He used to pin me messages and posts.
He probably reposts you.
Yeah, and you could just see that
Everything.
this guy really is trying his outer best
Yeah.
to be a decent trader or at least a profitable trader. He's just not getting there.
Okay.
And I felt like, you know what? I can give him a lending hand. I can give him a helping hand. Let me put him into the mentorship. Let me tutor him, and just see where it goes. And today, he's a fucking trader.
Yeah.
He's a trader. He makes about I don't know, 10, 12 sometimes on a single day. Like let's say, I remember on CPI he made 17.
Yeah.
2 grand as a deposit.
Sure.
17 grand. But look at the hunger. That's why he is where he is.
Yeah, it wasn't just like get to class because as well, I feel like people have unrealistic expectations for mentors where they think, okay, I'm just gonna come to a mentor, he's gonna tell me this, and I'm gonna be successful.
literally, they come in and they're like, yeah, man, overnight I'm gonna be a millionaire.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't want to do the work, but any other place they don't put that expectation there. You know, where I'm just gonna magically become rich, or everything is gonna get fixed. I'm gonna take a degree, and then all of a sudden I'm gonna be rich. They don't put that sort of pressure on anything else. But as soon as it's a forex trader, my man, you get them rich in 2 weeks.
You're a scammer.
I had a situation.
Okay, this is the last one. Because we need to wrap. Yeah, no, we are out of. We've been out of time. But like, yeah, last one. This situation.
There was someone called. Remember the lazy trader?
Oh yeah. I know that.
Yeah. So there was a guy called the lazy trader, and he, Menando, and some other people were on a trade with me, right? And this guy, I'm telling him, listen, this is our point of interest. This is where we're going to stop at. This is going to be our take profit level. And we get to our level, and then price starts to fall, and he's like, nah, I blew. I'm like, how?
The rest of us are falling.
And he gave me such a bad name, and I was like, Menando was like, bro, I made money. I don't know what you were doing, you know? Yeah. Menando said it straight. He was like, yo, bro, I don't know what you were doing. I don't know what trade you took.
Yeah.
But, you know, he was like, no, he said buy. And he was like, no, he didn't say buy now.
Yeah.
He said he's gonna buy, but I didn't say buy now.
Yeah.
So this guy was like putting words in my mouth. He gave me such a bad name.
Oh, so he was going in before, and I know those situations. I've literally had a situation where we were trading NFP, right? Same account balance. The guy was with blue. I doubled the account, and it's like, how? So you can't always put it on the thing because same instrument, same direction, same everything. He was just managing his money badly. So they can't always put it on. No, because
that's the thing. Sometimes I'll take a live trade and say, listen, price is going to go to this level. Right? But I'm not telling you to enter. I'm giving you the setup. Price is going to go to that level. And I do it all the time. I'll literally say 11,900.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, you either know it or you don't know it. You know what I'm talking about or you don't know what I'm talking about. You understand? Or I'll say, like, sometimes on an NFP day, headshot.
Yeah.
You understand? And people who know what I'm talking about will know what I'm talking about, and others don't. And now all of a sudden I'm the bad person because Marco, your setup didn't go accordingly, or no, but I didn't say buy or sell at any level. I just said be careful of the headshot. Where it was going to take place is irrelevant. All I'm saying is there was going to be a headshot, and then there was a headshot. Whether you saw it or didn't see it, you can't make that my baby.
That's up to you.
Yeah. Marco.
Time.
Yeah. One last thing. I want to take this away from everybody.
Okay.
So everybody comes to me and says, listen, you know, you used to promise to make people millionaires.
Yeah.
So I'm taking that away now.
Okay.
I'm like, listen, I'm not here to make you a millionaire. I'm here to make you a consistent trader. I'm here to make you a profitable trader. Consistently profitable trader. How much money you make is determined by you, not by me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that out there. Like, don't come to me and be like, yo, Marco, bro, you come to me, you're going to make me a million, man.
I've got one
I only
more.
have 100,000 now, man. What's happening, yo?
I've got one more. You're saying that trade is still open, the swing trade?
Yeah.
Call me when you do the withdrawal. I want to drink a Hennessy. No, but thank you for coming through.
No stress.
I feel like we need more time to this.
Yeah, we do. We actually
book
do.
a Friday,
Right?
Because on Fridays we can go on forever.
Is it?
Yeah.
And
Nice one.
Yeah. So we must book a Friday, get in on the conversation. But thank you for making time for us.
No stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It was
thank you
fun.
very much. It was fun. Indeed,
Yeah.
I had fun. All right, industry players, thank you for joining us on Industry Chats with Scooby and Nubi. And we've got Marco Crasini with us. Marco, the entrepreneur, for those who know. Yeah, must be.
Is that Portuguese?
Yeah, no, Greek. It's not Greek.
Italian.
Italian. Oh.
Italian.
Italian.
All right.
Yeah, all right. All right, we out. See you guys next week.
We always run into this guy. You never. The thing is that I feel like when you're interacting and you're talking and you're having fun, you're when your kids all the time. Really?
Yeah, it's over.